Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run.
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. It was an interesting weekend, to say the least. I don't know, something was in the water with the SEC apparently, because there were a couple of teams that played really well, and then there were a bunch of teams that played lousy. A lot of them found a way to win, and some of them didn't. And we'll talk about those teams tonight, and we'll talk about some of those games, obviously. We'll talk about Auburn's loss to California, 21-14. We'll talk about –
Let's gloss over that.
Yeah, all right, that's fine with me. Alabama toyed with our – they were in a dogfight, a one-point game going to the fourth quarter with South Florida. I don't think any of us really saw that coming, but they did wear them down and pull away in the fourth quarter. I think that does probably say something about them. We'll talk about the SEC games a little bit and some of the games nationally as well. But NFL Week 1, a lot of – my goodness, if you want to talk about it, we can mention the Tyreek Hill arrest. That was, major news. A lot of people got opinions.
To me, he's on my fantasy team.
A lot of people have an opinion about it. Body cam footage comes out, kind of puts context to the story. So, again, a lot to talk about.
It's even funny. The body cam comes out, and the people who are entrenched in their opinion think it validates their opinion. The people who say the cops overreached their authority are like, see, told you. And the folks who say, hey, if you would just roll down your window and leave it rolled down, there's no problem. Those folks have said, see, he wasn't cooperating. I mean, it's crazy how really both sides should be saying, hey, this could have been handled better by both parties. What I don't want to see Tyreek Hill suspended in any way. I don't think he deserves that. I think he should pay this ticket, and I don't want to see these cops suspended in any way. I wouldn't mind it if the cops got a talking to by the sergeant or head police officer, who's the chief of police, whoever.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind if they got a talking to.
I don't know, were they sheriff's deputies? Were they
whatever,
police?
whoever they need to get a talking to. And not in a, do this or you're fired way, do this again and you're fired way. In a way like, all right, look, next time, maybe you don't have to escalate it so quickly, because I do think the police should do a better job of de-escalating a situation. But I also understand if you're a policeman and you've got somebody that's disrespecting you that way. I mean, he was like, don't tap on my window. Well, how should he have gotten your attention? Should he have called you? Don't tap on my window. And I saw people on Twitter saying, I don't care if I drive a 72 Pinto, don't tap on my window. Look, man, leave your window rolled down. Nobody have to do that.
See, this is the problem. Well, look, I'm not condoning any behavior whatsoever, one way, either side. I didn't even know anything about it until today when I saw it, so I didn't even have an opinion about it. But we have created a civilization, and we have put people, designated people, and asked them to police us. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that they're perfect. They're never going to be 100% perfect. No human being is. However, because we ask them to police us, then we have to give them certain advantages. We have to obey what they say
and certain
in
respect.
Every situation. Now, look, again, there's bad situations that happen, but they are rare. So defiance at the beginning kind of validates anything that you do afterward. To me, I'm
on board, okay? At the same time, I have no problem saying that the cops did ramp it up a little more quickly than I would have thought they should have. Now, again, I'm giving both people all people involved here somewhat of a pass, because Tyreek Hill coming out with the woe is me attitude about it, and he hadn't really done that so much. I should walk that back a little. It's been more his agent and some other folks that are around him have sort of, well, they just mistreated him. I did see Tyreek say something like, hey, look, we're all in this together. Let's try. And I'm like, yeah. Now, Tyreek, what you have to remember, you hadn't been a saint this whole time either. He's got plenty of accusations against him in other areas of life. Now, that has nothing to do with what he got pulled over for.
How fast was he going?
I don't know that.
I mean, but he got pulled over for a reason, right?
Well, yeah, and he was driving a Maserati or a Lamborghini or some souped-up something. And, so, yeah,
but I mean,
probably,
was he going 100 miles an hour?
I don't
know.
But I'm
what
saying,
was the speed? What was the speed limit? I have none of these answers.
No, but again, and I understand people saying, hey, the cops ramped it up a little too quickly. I agree. I would also say just roll your window down, leave it down, and just be as cooperative as you can. This was not in an area that was ill-lit and unpopulated. This was right on near the stadium. So, there were a bunch of people there. So if the cops had done something that people were worried cops might do, which is pretty unfounded, as you said, is very rare, there'd be a gazillion witnesses. So I think, just say, and then Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, came out and said, well, he couldn't get on the ground immediately because he's had problems with his knee. Well, if he's got problems with his knee, why is he playing in a football game?
He didn't have much scoring.
He outran everybody. And again, he's on my fantasy team. I want him to play. I just don't understand. This thing got out of hand because it was one person had a little bit of disrespect. The next person topped that. The next person topped that and topped that. Eventually, somebody needs to be the bigger person and just say, okay, look, and it could have been the cops, and it could have been Tyreek. Tyreek could have just left his window down, cooperated, and probably moved on. And the cops could have said, hey, look, Tyreek, I thought they were very stern in the way they were speaking. And again, I don't work as a cop, so maybe I should respect that more, because I know they deal with a bunch of people who disrespect them. But the cops, I thought, were speaking pretty angrily, and I thought they could have said, look, Mr. Hill, we just need your license. We need you to keep the window down. This is protocol. Please keep the window down. Please do not roll it up. We know you're not resisting, but this is something we have to do now because you were going way too fast. That's how I would have liked for them to have at least said it at first and then ramp it up. But
again, look, I'm just saying, you got to put yourself in. If we're going to have police, if we're going to have a force that we can call on when we're in trouble, if we're going to do these things, then every time they approach a car, 98% of the time, it's no problem. Whether they are disrespectful, whether they're nice, whether they're anything, I'm not talking about that. You go up to a window and that person has been speeding or whatever, you give them a ticket, you might give them a warning, whatever. That's fine. But 1% of the time, if it's, there's a guy in there with a shotgun. And
Agreed.
So for that 1% of the time, they got to treat every situation the same. So if you got blacked out windows,
I agree.
That raises it. So if he just rolls the window down and says, sorry, I was speeding, I'm actually headed to a game. Can you just, look, I'll pay the ticket, just write the ticket, and we'll all, leave us.
And that's how it should have gone.
And that would have been fine.
Agreed.
I don't think it ever would have been escalated.
I agree with you, Andy. Now, but what my point is this. At some point, somebody has to be the bigger person, right? So Tyreek, I know, but just hang on. Tyreek wasn't the bigger person at first. He was being a little defiant. I don't care what anybody says. He was being disrespectful and defiant, even if it was just a little bit. And if you're a cop, you pull over. You can't help but, let's say, here's this guy that just thinks he's above the law, and I can't let that slide. And so then because here's the other thing. What if the cop had been, it's Tyreek Hill, just move along? Well, everybody go, there's cops for you. All you got to do is be a football star and you get off with anything. So they were in sort of a no-win situation. But I also, again, 2 wrongs don't make a right, 3 wrongs, 3 rights make a left, I know. But I'm just saying it could have been de-escalated on several different occasions. Tyreek had a part. I thought the cops had a little bit of a part. I hope nobody faces any repercussions either way. I've seen people calling for the cops to lose their jobs. Are y'all nuts? Are y'all nuts? I mean, do you know how hard it is to do this job? Yeah, it's really hard to be a wide receiver. It's not as hard to be a wide receiver for Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. He is the fastest man alive. So it's pretty easy for him to – and again, he's on my fantasy team. I want him out there. I needed him. He got me 20-something points. Thank you, Tyreek. I'm glad that you got to play. But here's the other thing. If he weren't Tyreek Hill, and this is what nobody's saying, if he weren't Tyreek Hill, he probably wouldn't have – if he was just regular Joe Blow, guess what? He probably had been in jail. Tyreek still got to play.
All I'm saying is, once you don't roll the window down, then anything could be on the other side of that window. Then it becomes there is no end to the escalation. You could get. That's how you get shot. That's how people die.
Andy, I'm
just saying,
I'm on board with you.
I know what you're saying. I know. You're saying it could have been. You're exactly right. But the first moment, once you get past that, once you head down that road, there are no yield signs. There are no off roads. That's the road you're on.
Okay.
So you got to stop right. You got to start it right then.
And Andy, I would normally be on. And if it were just a regular Joe, we wouldn't even heard about it, so it's not an issue. But because the officers knew it was Tyreek Hill. So my point
I'm
is,
assuming they ran the tag.
Well, my point is,
may not have been his car though.
that he was being a little defiant. And I'm not saying just give him a break because he plays football or on my fantasy team, although that helped. I'm saying they need to go, look, Mr. Hill, we don't want this to be a bigger thing than it is. It's a speeding ticket. All we need you to do is cooperate. Now,
hard to say that through a closed window.
Now, he did roll it down, but, I mean, to me, that was almost even more disrespectful. I'm like, just roll it down.
I know. I mean, and his excuse of, well, I didn't roll it down all the way because I didn't want people to see because I didn't want to make a scene. Because everybody would have seen me in the car and thought, ooh, and stop.
He's in a purple Maserati.
That's the most ridiculous.
That is stupid. That's stupid.
Ridiculous.
And again, say less. Just let it pass. I know we're talking about it now, but everybody just let it pass. Nothing happened. It is not a testament to how cops treat one segment of the population. That's not what it is. Tyreek could have done better, and I do believe that once it got taken to the next level, the cops took it up an extra level that didn't need to go. That's okay. I just think it's a learning experience for everybody.
Again, you said no repercussions for anybody.
Pay the ticket.
That's fine, but it better be a learning experience for everybody.
I hope it is. I hope it is all the way across the board. I hope he gets the speeding ticket. I hope he doesn't get out of it. I hope he pays it. And I hope that, what would be cool? And I think Tyreek even did something, like I heard this day, like after the ordeal was sort of situated, he like shook all the officers' hands and said, appreciate what you do. I even want to be an officer when I'm retire or whatever. And maybe that was lip service. I don't know. But I think what would be cool is if there was just a picture of Tyreek and those arresting officers like, hey, everybody made their peace. I paid my ticket. Show him paying the ticket. Like, write the check for the – and, like, everybody can go, okay, it's cool. Because what happens in this country now is everybody's either Harris or Trump. You're Alabama, Auburn. You're Michigan, Ohio State. You're Tyreek or the police. We don't have to pick – there can be two people that sort of screwed up a little bit, and we can also forgive them.
Sure.
Everybody can be forgiven. But I would love to see something like that. And it's so easy to do it. And this thing has gotten blown kind of out of proportion from the moment it happened.
Yeah.
So, but if this had happened on, the other thing that makes it even worse for everybody is it happens like an hour and a half before kickoff.
Yeah, really.
And then,
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
And I love Jalen Waddle. I do. I love Jalen Waddle. I think he's fabulous. I think he's a good person. I like him. He and Tyreek doing the celebration thing where Tyreek had his arms behind his back and Waddle was acting like he was arresting him for the celebration. I'm like, guys, I mean, that's a bit tone deaf. It's kind of funny. It would be kind of funny if I can laugh at it more if I see Tyreek and the police officer be like, all good. We're good. Just, hey, next time roll your window down. Okay, next time don't yell at me. Got it. We're good. You know?
All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep this in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started on tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every week by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great people, great atmosphere there. Go and check them out one day this week. JR's Sports Bar and Grill. All right, the California Bears come all the way across the country and take down Auburn 21-14 in Jordan-Hare Stadium. It was essentially the same game as last year. Auburn statistics-wise, Auburn turned it over 4 times last year. They turned it over 5 times this year. They ran 57 plays this year. They ran 55 last year. 286 total. We actually improved. We only had 230 total yards last year. So, again, it was much kind of the same. We gave up a few sacks in the game. The only difference is, and I give Fernando Mendoza.
Man, y'all don't need to be playing any more of
Mendoza.
these
No,
Hispanic,
I don't
Italian.
I don't want to see another Latin kid.
No more Latino quarterbacks.
Some transplant.
Pavia. You got Pavia later this year.
Yes, we do. But Fernando, he played as flawless the first half. I mean, he was just really, really good.
Was ripping it.
I give him credit. He made, beautiful back shoulder throws. I wish somebody at Auburn would figure that out and throw that. But that's what a back shoulder throw looks like. It's what it's supposed to look like. And he did that really well. And even as flawless as he played, they were only, up 14-7. So
well, the reason for that is, if you look at Auburn's talent index or whatever on the blue chip ratio, Auburn's about number 18 in the country, and California's probably about number 50 something.
Probably.
So this game should not be close, and you're right. 5 turnovers. And did Cal have any? See, boy, seem to remember Hugh Freeze being the beneficiary of 5 turnovers with, it was 2015 Alabama that he hangs his hat on. See, it's really hard to do when you have 5 turnovers and another team has none.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
I'm sure California will clarify that every time they talk about it.
Yeah, they will. They should. But,
in the
who knew the freeze
to come.
4 meant Malcolm Simmons and Barry Thompson will get 4 snaps in that game?
Well,
why?
Just because they got a snap, they didn't get it. Malcolm got 5 snaps, but only got 2 targets. Barry Thompson got 0 targets.
And the one touch he got was awesome.
Yeah.
Listen,
they said, no. Sit that kid down.
I mean, look, there was something weird about just Hugh on the sidelines of New Mexico State and Hugh on the sidelines of this game looked weird. It was like he wasn't paying attention. I mean, Auburn's a lot better than California. I said on here last week, there's no way Auburn loses California. Paul Feinbaum said, somebody called in and said, hey, watch California. Paul Feinbaum said, you're crazy. Now, I don't think either one of us was wish casting. I think that's what we really meant. And, there's just no reason for them to even. I get it if Cal hangs in there for a while. I get that. But after halftime, Auburn's defense made adjustments. And Auburn's defense looked pretty stout.
Defense played pretty good in the second half.
They gave up a run for a touchdown, which was sort of a busted thing, right?
And again, that's because you stop them, and Auburn gives it back in not just, a drive, but in a play. Auburn had 7 possessions of 3 plays or less.
Oh, my God.
And 5 of those were less than 3 plays.
Good God.
I'm going to say that again. 5 possessions in the game where they was, and it wasn't because we were scoring quick, of 2 or less plays. So the defense was like, at that point, they busted that run. That was like the 3rd turnover, and they were just like, forget it, you get, not really, but
you do. You get frustrated as a defense.
You get frustrated
totally.
like that.
And I'll say this, that, okay, if you believe in Peyton Thorne, and Hugh Freeze clearly does, although he seemed to have thrown him under the bus a little bit in some of his comments today, then, okay, just say, hey, let's get him calmed down. Let's get the running game going. Because, did Jeremiah Cobb maybe had a touch that I remember?
He had one end around.
Maybe like an end around thing?
Around the goal, around the red zone. Inside.
Damari Alston got some carries, but it wasn't a bunch. No. I don't have stats in front of me. And Jarquez Hunter, now, again, Jarquez is a good running back, and he had a couple of nice plays. Like, he had one nice run when I was like, Cal better watch out for the draw right here. And they ran the draw, and, of course, he almost got the first down, I think. But
he got it. He should have ran out of bounds.
Why in the world didn't you try something like that? Like, okay, let's get him calmed down by, just being out there could calm him down, even if he's just handing the ball off. And then at the end, I think it's borderline inexcusable that nobody saw that Cam Coleman was clearly hurt. Now, it turns out it's probably not that big of a deal.
Everybody saw.
Okay. I'm talking about from the staff or from Peyton Thorne?
Everybody saw
Well,
it.
then why didn't somebody take him out?
Except Peyton
He
Thorne.
did this.
I know. You know why they didn't take him? I mean, again, oh God.
No, I don't know why they didn't.
I wasn't going down this road.
No, you have to. I'm taking you down it. I'm putting you in the red wagon, rolling you down this hill.
Hugh Freeze said, we knew he was hurt. And so did 90,000 people in the stadium. So did whoever was watching it on TV with me, which the millions around the world saw that he was hurt. Could not raise his arm above his head.
He was like this.
Clearly, at worst, he separated his shoulder. At best, it was just whatever they call a stinger,
yeah.
and you can't move your arm. Clearly, but it was 2 minutes. Well, I mean, we were coming down on it was like 2:15, 2:20, and we were trying to hurry. So I'm assuming Hugh Freeze was saying, well, I mean, we couldn't sub him right this second because we were in a hurry up. And I thought, well, and again, I've already said this, but I'll say it again. If he called that play and didn't communicate into the helmet of Peyton Thorne, we're going to run this play, but don't don't look for Cam because he's hurt, then he's an idiot. And if Derek Nix called that play, then he's an idiot. If Ken Austin called that play, then he's an idiot. Peyton Thorne, if he didn't see it and see that he was covered, he's an idiot. Okay, so look, if the staff didn't see that he couldn't play and just, I mean, make a sub, well, I mean, people say, well, we were in a hurry up. Well, you know what? An interception's not better than losing 10 seconds.
That'll really hurry it up. Okay, so here's my question, though. If he goes down, and I guess Auburn was out of timeouts at the time. I just don't remember all the specifics. I just remember seeing the play. Was Auburn out of timeouts?
No, we might have had, we were out of timeouts.
Okay.
But we had the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, it's not called that.
Yes, it is.
It's called the 2-minute stoppage.
You can say you want us to call it something else, NCAA. Screw you. I'll call it the 2-minute warning.
I just wanted to crank him up a little more. So if he goes down, I think there would be a 10-second runoff, which, again, is a lot better than an interception. And I think that's what should have been. Now, granted, it's a little unprecedented. You rarely see something like this. And I give Cam Coleman a lot of props because he at least kept running his route. And what probably in hindsight would have been smart for him to do is go, I'm standing right here. Now, I'm out of the play, but at least this other guy's out of the play.
See, that's the other point, too. Even if Peyton didn't know he was hurt, clearly he was covered. Now, he said, okay, first thing I look up, and we feel like if we've got him one-on-one, then we've got a 50-50 ball, and we feel good about that. Okay. But there were two other patterns that were very much open. Very much open, and he never even thought about it. He just threw it up. And number two, if it wasn't a 50-50 ball, it was a badly thrown 50-50 ball because he threw it right to the defender.
I just thought about this. We all talk about 50-50 balls, right? Like, hey, if it's up there, my guy will go get it. Okay. And when it's Cam Coleman, it probably is a 60-40 ball, right? Or when it was Julio Jones or Calvin Johnson, it might be a 70-30 ball. But you assume the pass is good. The percentage needs to factor in the passer. And the way Peyton Thorne was passing on Saturday, I'd call it a 20-80 ball.
Yeah.
And so if it's 20%, I'd go, no.
See, I mean, I'm assuming the 4th and 2 was supposed to be a quote-unquote 50-50 ball. That was nowhere close. And there were the one in the end zone, I think, that he threw toward Cam, or he threw him one out of bounds one time. None of them were even, that was the only one all day that was remotely close, and it was thrown to the defender. So, I mean, did the receivers run some wrong routes, or were they not exactly where they were supposed to be? Possibly. Maybe that's why those interceptions happened. I put the one that went off Cam Coleman's hands, the little slant, that should have been a better throw. He had to basically dive out, and that would hit his hand. So that was not a good throw. I put that one on Peyton.
I agree.
So, you can go back and you can look, and there were guys open. He held onto the ball too long. And maybe Freeze did throw him under the bus, but maybe that's where he belongs. Hank Brown is the backup. We got to find out if he's any good because this is the time to do it against New Mexico.
No.
After this, There are. I mean,
Look, because Arkansas, despite the loss, and they're
averaging about 700 yards.
They flubbed up that game. They did everything they could to say, here, we don't want it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, Texas, take it. But
speaking of turnovers, that was really poorly coached game at the end. I mean, the first 2 quarters were fantastic. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is Arkansas is going to come in now, and they're going to have a good offensive scheme, so Auburn's going to have to score. It's not going to be a 21-14 game. I mean, it's going to be something higher than that, I'd be willing to bet. And, you know, the other thing that you point out about the receivers and maybe they ran some wrong routes. See, and I'm not trying to throw Peyton Thorne under the bus too, although it's going to sound that way. See, Peyton Thorne's been playing college football for like 5 years. So I can forgive KLS, who just came in from Penn State, who doesn't know the system as well, for running the wrong route. I can forgive Cam Coleman because, number one, his shoulder fell off, and number two, because he's a true freshman, or Perry Thompson, or Malcolm Simmons. I can forgive them. Or the other new guy who came in, transferred from wherever. I can forgive all them, right? But see, Peyton Thorne's been in this system for 2 years, and he's a fifth year, I think. He's a fifth or a fourth year dude. He ought to have enough experience to know, okay, I got to survey the land here quick. And also, yes, you're down 7, and yes, you want to move quickly. But you had the 2-minute stoppage, warning, whatever, and 2 minutes is a long time in football if you play your cards right.
And they were in actually pretty good field position.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, again, found a way to screw it up. And that was what was the most disappointing, is that they came in. I do believe, there's no doubt in my mind, this is a better team than the one that went out to Berkeley, and yet a decent Cal defense made them look like, an amateur. Made them look worse than they did last year.
Do you feel like this is also Hugh Freeze's MO? Because here's what's going to happen. Hugh Freeze is going to go to Athens or Tuscaloosa or Missouri and either win or lose by a lot less than people thought. And people are going to go, he's awesome. But his MO is, you go back to Ole Miss, he lost a bunch of games he wasn't supposed to lose. Now he'd win a big one, but then you lose games you're not supposed to. And that's what Auburn fans got so mad at Gus Malzahn for a long time.
Well, no, well.
I mean, there were other
things. We won the games we were supposed to win. We just didn't win. We weren't.
Well, no. How about 2017? Auburn beats 2 number 1 teams, but they lose to who'd they lose
LSU
to?
early.
Yeah, and they lost to somebody else. Was it Clemson that year?
Yes.
Okay.
Went to Clemson, which they were really good.
So anyway,
but we looked stupid doing it. I mean, it was a close game, but we give up like 14 sacks. I mean, just look. That's the problem.
And you're wrong about the biggest disappointment in that game for me was that Cal didn't return that 62-yard field goal they attempted for a kick 6, which would have at least exercised some defense.
That was never going to happen.
No, but when he came out of the end zone, I said, if there's a God in heaven.
But
I said, Lord, it's me, Luke, again.
Who? There was this
he was like, I gave up when you walked.
This was like one of the, and again, I don't want to keep piling on. But the one guy that's got the most motivation, by farther than anybody, the guy that played for Cal last year, they only put him in for 5 snaps, for 4 snaps.
And they moved him to receiver. Who was playing receiver besides Cam Coleman?
Robert Lewis, Cam Coleman, and KLS. They're the only ones that
KLS played. I saw Cam Coleman played like 54 snaps. Yeah. I mean, even if he wasn't hurt, he's got to be a little tired.
I would think.
That's a lot for a freshman.
Now, again, 7 possessions of 3 plays or less. So we didn't have a chance to sub a lot of times. But, there were so many things. But, and I feel your pain. Hugh Freeze, when you say, okay, look, I go to practice every day, and Peyton is clearly the best. And he makes great throws, and he makes great decisions, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sure that's true. Because all of his teammates were like, yeah, man, he looks great, and he's going to lead this. And then you get out on the field, and he just makes bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't think anybody does.
Well, and
Peyton Thorne probably doesn't understand it.
Well, and that first pass to Cam Coleman, a deep pass, was very pretty. But and everybody says, "Man, I thought we were going to run all over him." I did too when I saw that.
Well, there it is. I mean, the guy was coming right up the middle, right in his face, and he just, beautiful.
But now
right
I'll say
down the
this.
sideline.
Okay, the guy in his face thing makes it a little better. But I think that's a pass. If you have Cam Coleman on your team, he's going to make you look good by catching that more often than not.
But, it was right on the money.
It was a very good pass. So he's not so sure Hank Brown can't make that pass. What I'm saying is, I hadn't seen a pass that Peyton Thorne has thrown that I go, am I sure Hank Brown can't do that? Or Holden Gerner? Is Holden Gerner still on the team?
He's on the team.
Okay. Or Walker White?
As he was Saturday. I don't know.
And again, I'm just trying to.
Here's what will happen. We'll start Peyton Thorne against New Mexico, and he'll throw for 5 touchdowns.
There's no doubt.
We'll beat Arkansas by 2 touchdowns. And then we'll go into Oklahoma, and we might win, we might not win. We'll probably win. And then we'll go to Georgia, and we'll lose by 3 touchdowns. And then Peyton Thorne will throw 6 interceptions, and we'll go through this over and over again.
Do you know what this is to a lesser extent? This does remind me of Hurts and Tua a little bit. Although we don't know that Hank Brown is a much better passer than Peyton Thorne yet. But if I were an Auburn fan,
we've seen a small sample size and he looked better.
But if I were an Auburn fan, I'd be like, I'm willing to take my chance.
I think we're at that point.
And
I'm at that point. I don't know if everybody else is.
What's funny today, so Peyton Thorne, a lot of folks, Peyton Thorne's apparently not on any social media or much of it.
Yeah.
So people have been requesting money back from him from Venmo.
I think that's funny.
It's funny, but it's also, it's got to be a little hurtful for the guy.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And
it's all, look, we got to go.
Hank Brown tweeted something and said, hey, Auburn fans, you can support me directly through our NIL program. I'm like, bad timing, bro.
That is pretty, yeah. Yeah. Hank Brown seems like a very nice guy. I don't think that was done on purpose.
No, but
anyway.
It's one hell of a coinky dink.
Yeah, that's true. But look, this whole business about, the Auburn people are turning on Peyton Thorne. No. Auburn people were supporting him like crazy, saying, we want you to be great. Please be great. And we'll support you. Look, we just want you to go out there and lead the team. Be the guy that we keep hearing about in practice. And you go out and have 4 picks and look like it's your first day, and you expect people not to be upset? That's not turning on you. That's normal reaction.
I will defend Auburn fans to this degree. Auburn fans aren't being bad Auburn fans. They're being fans.
And that's what asking money from him on Venmo, that's tax.
That's a little much. But for the most part, Auburn fans are being fans because I'm an Alabama fan. I've called for people to be sitting down. Arkansas fans call it all the time. I guess what people have gotten a kick out of is Auburn people always say it's family and it's different down here. It's not. If your football quarterback stinks, Auburn's going to say, get out, just like everybody else is going to do.
I think it's different apart from football. I think it really.
You can have that.
I think Auburn is just a family type like that, and that's why. Even a lot of Alabama people say, "Yeah, I like the town better. It just feels better than Tuscaloosa."
And I do like the town.
But yeah, as far as football fans, they ain't no different.
It's the same as everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. All right, got to go to break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank & Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all of your heating and cooling needs, give Kevin Keel and his crew a call today, 256-825-4849. Sunshine Heating and Air. All right, switching gears here and locations, going to Tuscaloosa, where Alabama and South Florida had another, he was headed toward another kind of classic finish. I don't know what it is about South Florida, but they're kind of maybe Alabama's kryptonite.
Well, they beat us several years ago.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, it wasn't pretty. And about midway through the third, I was like, I very much regret retweeting some of the things I have retweeted about Auburn today. But you know, Alabama did eventually turn it on. There was a serious problem, namely on the right side of the offensive line with Wilkin Formby, who's a redshirt freshman. And again, I know a lot of people, again, speaking of throwing under the bus, a lot of people have thrown him under the bus, but I want to remind everybody he's a redshirt freshman. Give him some time. I mean, I'm not ready to call him a catastrophic failure yet. I mean, I think we need to give him a little more time. Now, the line was shuffled because there was Caden Proctor still out. Elijah Pritchett was going to be out with an injury, but then he said, Coach, let me go in, let me give it a whirl, and he did. Elijah Pritchett played 6 snaps. Alabama scored 3 touchdowns on those snaps. So we located an issue.
Quarter?
Yeah, we located an issue. And it got handled, and eventually Alabama overwhelmed South Florida. But shoot, it opened some people's eyes to some problems for sure. But the good news is I don't be surprised if the Alabama line plays better against Wisconsin this weekend. I looked at Wisconsin's line. They're like 6'5", 280, 6'6", 300, 6'2", 290. The bigger guys I think Alabama will be better with. It was those fast South Florida people that Alabama seemed to have an issue with.
Talking about defensive line?
Yeah, speed-wise. I think the speed really affected Alabama, and it really affects somebody young like Formby, who they just not used to that kind of speed. Now, I mean, if somebody's just a little bigger than you, well, you can leverage and figure it out. If somebody's a lot faster than you, you can't get there in time.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
I think we have a call.
All right, let's go to it.
Caller, you have a call. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, this is Doug from Birmingham area.
Hey, Doug.
Talking about that Auburn game, the guys been going on and on about Thorne, and I agree Thorne's performance was awful, but our defense was not very good either, and that Mendoza guy had way too much time. He was hardly ever pressured. We only played 3 down linemen most of the time, and as a result, we hardly ever got any pressure on the guy. And you've got to pressure a quarterback to get some of those throws off balance. And so I think that the defense, they had 77. They had a lot more time of possession than we did. They had the ball out there, and that's not good for an Auburn defense, an SEC defense against a Pac-10 team. So I'd like to hear more. There needs to be some big changes on the defense in terms of strategy and intensity.
They only give up 7 points in the second half.
Yeah, look, I think they made some pretty good adjustments in the second half especially. We did start getting more pressure on him, sacked him a couple of times.
Kildrick Falk had 2 in a row.
In the second half, and kind of altered some throws and made him get out of the pocket a little bit. So I think we did make that. I think we've been solid against the run. And, of course, now their tailback was hurt. But I've been very satisfied with that. But I'm with you. The cornerbacks did not look good at all in the first half. We only busted one bad coverage, and that was a touchdown, unfortunately. But we just weren't – we never turned around to find the ball. Never even tried to even think about turning around. So I agree. There's a marketed improvement that needs to be made.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yes,
Thank you, buddy.
sir. Appreciate it, Doug.
His dog agreed with you.
Yeah, that's right. But enough about Auburn. What did you think about? I mean, look, Alabama seemed to be a little soft against the run against South Florida.
They were, and especially against a running quarterback. It just seemed like they couldn't get it together in that regard. They gave up 200 yards rushing. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is they only gave up 16 points. And, every time it felt like Alabama was about to take over, there was either a very costly penalty. Jalen Milroe had a fabulous run for about 70 yards. It was called back. Then they were on the 1 yard line or the 6-inch line, and they go up under center.
That was Gus Malzahn-ish.
That was Malzahn-ish. Because I remember I was sitting at home with people, and I said, I'm usually go under center guy at the 6 yard line. I said, but Jalen Milroe's almost 6'4", 250, 260. Just let him run right into the line. Nobody can stop that. And instead, we go under center, which is not something we do. And there was an issue where Jalen called for Kendrick Law to go in motion. He didn't. He did his foot again for him to go in motion. And Parker Brailsford thought he wanted the snap. And next thing you know, it's a turnover. And it's just like, oh, my God, would y'all please stop doing that. Now, the defense did some great stuff. I'll tell you something else. I've learned this watching Alabama and Auburn Saturday. I'm so sick of the targeting penalty. I think we gotta reevaluate it. I'm fine with having it in the game, okay? Like you have a 15-yard penalty. This throwing people out and stopping a play to review if it was targeting much after the fact. If you can't see it on the field, you probably shouldn't call it. If it's not blatantly obvious, I would say don't call it. But I thought the targeting call on Justin Jefferson was bad. I thought they got the 2 targeting calls on Cal wrong both times. I would have called the one that was targeting, not targeting. The one that wasn't called targeting, I would have said targeting.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the rule is. I think it's too ambiguous. Let's get it out of here. Or if you call targeting, just call it. I mean, you don't review holds. That I just don't get it. I know you're trying to take something out of the game, but it slows the game down. For whatever reason now, the California's linebacker has to sit out the half of whoever they play this weekend, and Justin Jefferson has to sit out the half against Wisconsin. By the way, Wisconsin has a guy that has to sit out the first half of Alabama. That makes no sense that you commit a penalty one Saturday and have to pay for half of it the next Saturday. That's dumb.
Well, they want you – I get it. You want to spend 4 quarters out or close to it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, okay, well, if you're going to do that, whether you get it in the second quarter, you should have to set out the rest of the second quarter, the third, the fourth, and the first of the next game. You understand? I mean, it's just dumb.
I get it. But what? I mean, you're acting like that's the only dumb thing they do.
No, I'm not acting like it's the only dumb thing I do. I'm just saying that, okay, we all have learned to live with. Sometimes they're going to call holding, sometimes they're not. You can call it, you can not call it all the time you want to. Will Conformby held a bunch, and to me, we're like, yeah, that one was kind of ticky-tack. I was like, yeah, but we probably didn't see all the ones where he held and they didn't call it. So let's just let it be a wash, right? Targeting is way too penalizing. It is crippling to a team, and I just think it makes no sense. So I think we need to find a better way. We've tried this way to hammer the point home. I think we've got it enough. Everybody's trying to tackle better, so let's just make it a 15-yard penalty and be done with it. But you have to call it on the field because I'm tired of, well, let's just make sure that wasn't targeting. Let's take 10 minutes. And then, the two announcers are like, well, that's kind of the crown of his helmet. That's definitely targeting. That's definitely not targeting. And then they go the opposite of what you say, and they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah, nobody understands, that's for sure. All right, got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Daytonville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke, just one more segment, the first hour of tonight's program. SEC games. Boy, I'll give you credit. You certainly nailed this one. Texas went to the big house and slapped them in the face.
Yeah, I mean, boy, Michigan just didn't have a quarterback. They lost too many people. Texas is faster. I mean, and you got a new coach. I mean, there was a lot to think. I mean, Michigan's going to have a learning curve, and they lost too much. And Texas is.
Well, I thought he'd
really,
come down. You know, would they be able to control the line of scrimmage and run the football?
They bullied them.
That's a negative.
Yeah, they bullied them. I mean, Texas is really, really good. I mean, they should be in the playoffs again.
They're going to struggle in a game that they shouldn't because they do every year. Now, whether they'll lose that game or not, I don't know. But, boy, they get up for big games.
They do.
I'll give them that.
Well, and, you know, it was eerily similar to going to Tuscaloosa in Game 2. You know, Quinn Ewers on fire. I mean, they still got dudes to throw to. They're tough.
Yeah. Tennessee made
all right, I missed this one.
A bit of a statement against NC State, 51-10.
And that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
It seemed like NC State was sort of hanging around there for a minute.
Is NC State not near as good as we thought, or is Tennessee a lot better?
I think it's little column A, little column B. That Tennessee game for Alabama looks a lot more daunting, I'll tell you that. And that's sandwiched in between South Carolina and Missouri. And, you know, at first I was like, South Carolina looked like bunk. And then they go to Kentucky and just slap them all over the field. I was shocked. I mean, honestly, I kept thinking, how are they losing to South Carolina? South Carolina's 0-1. I'm like, no, they beat Old Dominion. It just felt like they lost. Right? Didn't it feel like they lost?
Yes, it did. They did lose in our minds.
Yeah.
But you boy, Brock Vandergriff.
Griff Vanderbrock is now his name.
He completed 3 passes.
I mean, did you see SEC shorts this week? It was good.
It was appropriate.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if I were Auburn, I'd feel much better about that Kentucky game.
Well, I ought to feel better about the Oklahoma game, too.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
Yeah, they look kind of stinky, bodinky themselves.
UNLV beat Houston by 3 touchdowns, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
And
Houston, Oklahoma, boy, they had dodged a bullet. That could have been bad. I'm telling you, Oklahoma's going to have a comeuppance.
Look, God bless the Catholics, because Auburn had probably been a headliner if not for them.
Well, what's funny is everybody's like, there's no way Deuce Knight can go to Auburn after that debacle. And Notre Dame's like, hold my
you
communion wine.
That's the one thing now that I despise more than anything else, is that after one loss, everybody's just, the recruiting class is gone, everything is gone. I mean, that part of it, I just find. Oh, good.
And what people don't understand
just
is
settle down.
It probably has so little to do with it. It's all about, okay, how much are you giving me? How much are you giving me?
Yeah. We mentioned Arkansas and Oklahoma State. That was actually a very entertaining game. So Arkansas, I mean, their offense is that
running back's good.
Taylor Green he is formidable.
That running back, he's good too.
Yeah.
That's going to be a much better test against Auburn than I thought. I thought Auburn was going to wax them too. I mean, I thought it was going to be Oklahoma and Auburn going head-to-head, maybe undefeated. I have changed my mind about that in a lot of ways. I don't think Oklahoma's going to be undefeated. Auburn's obviously not. And they both may come in with 2 losses if somebody doesn't do something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's for sure. Who we got? We mentioned South Carolina going to Kentucky 31-6.
I wish that might have been the most.
I mean, I was convinced South Carolina was the worst team in the SEC.
I was 100% convinced.
Now I'm convinced Kentucky's the worst team.
I'm going to tell you what, their South Carolina's pass rush is no joke. Now, offensively, they don't have much either.
No.
But that
252
defense,
total yards.
Yeah.
And they scored 31 points.
Yeah. That defense set them up a lot. I was shocked at how bad Kentucky was.
I just have to wonder if this is something. And I think I asked the guy. We had a guy from Kentucky on. If I remember, I think I asked him, what's the feeling of about Mark Stoops when a guy's been at a place and he's done a good job and people love him, and then he goes and he really flirts with somebody else, and then he comes back. I mean, how does that?
You know how that is. Gus Malzahn in Arkansas? I mean,
well, he didn't flirt with Arkansas.
He
He was never going to Arkansas. Stoops was actually
going. No, he made you think. I mean, it's sort of like that girlfriend that makes you think she's going to go out with the captain of the football team.
Well, the only one Gus Malzahn actually made think was that idiot president that we had. That was the only one that and that's how he ended up with the big contract. Everybody else in Auburn was like, well, okay, let him go. But anyway, yes. So I wonder if that has something to do with this. I mean,
I don't know.
obviously the players.
Hey, good news, Kentucky welcome in Georgia this weekend. If you want to erase
really.
the South Carolina game out of your mind, beat Georgia.
Whew, that's going to be fun. Mississippi State at Arizona State. Arizona State looked like they were in complete command, but Mississippi State made it respectable.
They did. They came back, I think it was 30-23 was the final, and I couldn't stay up for it because, I thought Arizona State was going to blow them out there for a while.
Yeah, it was it got late.
It got in the shank of the evening.
It got late quick.
The shank of the evening, as they say.
Yeah. And then Houston and Oklahoma, this was a 16-12. Houston actually outgained Oklahoma. Oklahoma only had 249 total yards. They only ran the ball for 75 yards. It was Zach Arnold, 19 of 32, 174 yards. Jackson Arnold. What did I say?
Zach Arnold. He may be Zach Arnold. Like it might be Griff Vanderbroek. It may be Zach Arnold now.
Is there a Zach Arnold? Is he a golfer? Who is he? Tennis player? I don't know.
You're thinking you're confusing Saved by the Bell and Arnold Palmer.
That may be true. Jackson Arnold, 19 of 32, 174, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
Not good.
He's your boy.
I thought he was going to be great, but
he may be great.
He may be great.
But it was a bad night. It was a bad night.
Look, again,
Everybody has bad nights.
Look, they didn't lose, and you look at, again, Auburn's probably a bad example because they're not where Oklahoma probably is as a program right this minute. But Notre Dame had no business losing to that bunch.
Oh, no.
And they really got whooped.
Be careful of Northern Illinois now.
Oh, hey, look, Northern Illinois is no joke.
No.
Mike Sheila will tell you.
Absolutely. Well, there was some other guys. Georgia, no problem. They rolled. Missouri rolled. Texas A&M, 52-10. Vandy. Ole Miss rolled 52-3.
Ole Miss is bludgeoning people right now.
How about LSU and Nichols? That game was actually
23-21 there for a minute.
Yeah, that's interesting.
LSU at South Carolina this weekend. LSU can't run the ball, and South Carolina's pass rush is ferocious. Gonna be interesting. I'm not saying LSU's going to lose. I do find it quite intriguing that game day decided to go there. Like this week does not have a lot of great games. Like Bama, Wisconsin is going to be a fun game. I can't wait to go, but it's a 15-point spread. Game day chose South Carolina and LSU. Okay, that could be potentially. If South Carolina wins, it's going to be a slop fest, or it could be an LSU blowout if they are able to get passes off because they can't run the ball.
Florida beat Samford 45-7, and that kid threw for over 456 yards. What's his name?
Lagway, DJ Lagway.
Yeah, Lagway. If he starts against Texas A&M, and they beat Texas A&M, not to mention if they beat them handily, they ought to fire Billy Napier on the spot. They ought to not let him come back in the stadium.
I'm pretty sure that he's already said Mertz is going to be the starter.
They ought to fire him then.
I'm 100% on board. It's like there's a great Simpsons little parody, not a parody, a little storyline in one of the things where Homer's doing something really dumb on like national TV, and the producer goes, "Cut the break," and the other one goes, No, let him go. I'm trying to get fired. That's what Billy Napier feels like. I'm trying to get fired. I want the buyout. Because look, love him or hate him, and I think most everybody hates him, including fans of other teams. Brian Harsin gave us all the blueprint to die rich.
Yeah.
Go be a coach, be god-awful about it, don't care what people say, then take your $15 million and go to the house, and then have the audacity to tweet the next day, "Congratulations to all the winners yesterday."
Yeah.
That man gives 0 Fs. 0. And there is no humility about him, there is no shame. He doesn't care. He's like, I got $15 million, you don't. And he's got a point.
Billy Napier's driving around the parking lot there in Gainesville, dragging the 1996 National Championship trophy with a bullhorn, saying, "Front office morons." Yeah, this is good. We got to take a break. Don't go.
He's wearing Steve Spurrier's old uniform, like spilling mustard on it.
Yeah. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Oh, God.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance, with a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners. They honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care, open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Out with the old, in with the new. Andy and Luke here with you.
With more Seinfeld references. Look, I got to tell you these 2 tweets, okay?
Please.
First of all, NIU does something cool. They have this thing called the Boneyard, where they stack their marquee wins over major programs using bones, right? And I didn't even realize this. All right, now they've counted Kansas on here twice, which probably shouldn't count as a marquee program even once, but that's okay. Here are the teams NIU has beaten.
They're in the top 25 right now.
Here are the teams and they count Purdue twice. Here are the teams that they've beaten. They've beaten Northwestern, Wake Forest, looks like Maryland, Kansas State, Iowa State, Bama, Boston College, BYU. I'm trying to see what that. Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, Georgia Tech, Kansas, and Purdue, and now they get to add Notre Dame. That's a super cool idea for a program like that to do. And here's another tweet that I found. Just listen to this. This is from Corey Stewart at Stewart Hogg. I assume he's a Arkansas fan. He said, more insight into how crazy Arkansas's loss to OSU was, Oklahoma State. Since 2020, there have been 338 games where a team put up 550-plus yards and outgained its opponent by over 200 yards. Those teams are 337-1 in 338 games. The average score is 53-15.
Wow.
And Arkansas lost.
They almost outgained them by 300 yards.
That's amazing.
That's wow. Maybe, yeah.
All right, and then it shows an Arkansas fan wearing a shirt that says, "We almost always almost win."
Again, I asked the guy at Arkansas, I said, what's the chances Bobby Petrino's the head coach next year? No chance. No chance whatsoever. The offense is blazing.
It is blazing.
And they lose.
It is blazing.
And what's the fire him. Get the porker out of here. Give it to Bobby. Old times. Like old times.
I mean, and if they do it, it'll be a disaster because what Bobby Petrino needs to be is an offensive coordinator.
He is, yeah. But he did say he was he doesn't want that. He doesn't hate recruiting and all that, which I can see.
He kind of hates coaching. He just left the Falcons. He left the Falcons a Dear John letter.
It was tight. Yeah. All right. Boise State and Oregon. Oregon is not playing like the number 17 in the country.
Well, that's why they've been dropped
won by
down.
3.
They've been dropped down to number 7, I guess.
Yeah. This is people who are talking about a national championship contender.
Well, and they still could be.
Could be.
But, maybe we overvalue Dan Lanning a little bit. I mean, he recruits gangbusters.
Yeah.
So did Mark Richt.
True. Bowling Green, Penn State needed all they could have.
Bowling Green had a lead at the half.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
This was ended up 34-27. Kansas State, number 17, was lucky to get out of Tulane. Most
Just
people
lucky to get out of New Orleans anytime.
Lucky to get out of New Orleans, but number 19, Kansas. Burt has it going in Illinois.
He does.
They took down Kansas, number 19 team. Iowa State goes into number 21 Iowa.
Yeah, and they kick a 50
and rips their heart out.
Oh, they really do.
Field goal.
Oh man, it was bad. I felt for Iowa because I was like, finally Iowa's got some offense, and they can't get the stop when they need to.
Now that's somewhat ironic, I suppose. Georgia Tech, after beating Florida State, number 23 in the country. You don't pick against Syracuse in the Carrier.
Well, you know who the quarterback for Syracuse is? It was the quarterback for Ohio State last year, Kyle McCord, who transferred to Syracuse, and the Syracuse coach said, "Thank you, Ohio State." Like literally said that. Said thank you for basically showing him the door. Because he's kicking butt. He's doing really well.
Doing really well. And then Colorado was really blitzed by Nebraska.
For the love of all things holy, can this please quash the whole Deion Sanders?
Has that experiment?
It's over.
Has the experiment come to an end?
It's over. I mean, Travis Hunter looked like he was kind of yelling at him. Shedeur Sanders basically saying, it's everybody's fault but mine.
Walking off the field before the game is over.
I think Shedeur Sanders cost himself a lot of money in the NFL draft because, there's no GM that's going to take a chance on that. He's not that good. He's fine. But he's not good enough to say, oh, you can just say whatever you want to and walk away whenever you want to and just throw your other teammates under the bus. Nobody's good enough for that. And, if somebody – now the Browns may draft him, but other than that
and that might be just desserts.
And then next year, so Colorado's not going to have Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders. Then what? It's just Deion
Sanders.
You'll have Deion who doesn't really recruit that well. And – it's a train wreck. You can see it. You've been able to see this coming for a while. After the TCU game, and then Colorado State last year, we were all like, wow, this is some kind of magical thing. No, it's all flukish. And it's coming to a
Seems
head.
to be all flash.
Yeah, it's coming
to
a
about
head.
to. You know what happens to a sprinkler when it gets down to the bottom? He just kind of fizzles out. All right, we got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
At Majestic Caverns, we believe in the power of unforgettable experiences. At a cool 60 degrees year-round, America's most historic caverns guarantees an enjoyable escape. But it doesn't stop there. With over 20 above-ground attractions, including 5 new ones this year, and our Cave Cafe, which offers delicious drinks and plenty of food options. And don't miss our exciting event, Libertas. On June 29th, July 6th, and July 13th, enjoy live entertainment and much more. At Majestic Caverns, your unforgettable adventure awaits.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Hour number 2, just about 45 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. 256-234-6221 is our number here. You're a big NFL guy. Week 1 is now complete. What's maybe the biggest surprise outside of Tyreek Hill being arrested? Or not arrested, actually. Just pulled over for speeding.
I think he was arrested.
Chiefs? No, he wasn't. Actually, they came out and said he was never arrested.
Okay.
So anyway, Patriots beat the Bengals. That was probably a little surprise.
That was bad, and Joe Burrow looked bad. The Bengals just looked bad, and now I think the Bengals go to the Chiefs this weekend. That's not good for them.
No, Bears win their first one with Caleb Williams.
Well, and they won it with no offensive touchdowns.
How do you score 24 points with no offensive touchdowns?
I get. Did they have one offensive touchdown late? Maybe. They may have had an offensive touchdown late. But they were down 17-3.
It's like the Auburn LSU game from 94.
They were down 17-3, and I know this because I know the defense scored at least 2 touchdowns because I have them in my fantasy team and they got me 21 points. That's a lot for a defense.
Okay. Let's see. Any other games? Chargers beat the Raiders.
The Dolphins game was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, the Jaguars were sort of beating them up for a while, and next thing you know, Dolphins get down there and they just kick a field goal and win it, and it's just like no big deal. The Jets and the 49ers last night was kind of a stinker.
Yeah, it was.
And,
I watched a little of that one.
Aaron Rodgers looked like he was going, why did I come back into this crap? Because his first couple of passes, they were nice. His first pass was a completion, should have been a completion to Allen Lazard for a first down to get the drive going. Instead, he dropped it. And his next completion was a screen to Breece Hall, which he fumbled. And Aaron Rodgers was like, oh my, because he's not so much of a great teammate necessarily anyway. He was about to go off on somebody. He only had 167 yards passing. 49ers defense is good and all that, but the Detroit Rams game was a lot of fun. That went to overtime, and Detroit scores a touchdown to win it. Jamison Williams scored a touchdown, so did Jahmyr Gibbs for Detroit.
Are the Cowboys that good or the Browns that bad?
A little bit of both. And the Browns
you like that answer, don't you?
Yeah, the Browns shouldn't be that bad. They shouldn't be. And I don't think the Cowboys are really that good. I think Cowboys do like they do every year. They'll kick butt here for a while, and then they'll slowly begin to fall back down. The Giants are god-awful. The Panthers are atrocious. And they've lost Derek Brown.
How did Bo Nix look?
Not good. The three rookie quarterbacks all look
Threw it
awful.
42 times?
Yeah.
Good grief. 26 of 42
and
for
his,
138.
But his quarterback rating was –
And 0 for 2.
His quarterback rating was awful.
Yeah,
and Caleb Williams' quarterback rating was awful. And Jaden Daniels' quarterback rating was awful.
Well, that tends to what happened with fresh.
When you first get
rookies.
it really does. So I mean, I don't hold a lot of stock with it. But the problem is you don't have any patience with him.
Bo Nix was the leading rusher too. I mean, good grief, how bad are the Broncos?
It was bad.
I mean,
well, you start out playing the Seahawks, who are known for their defense.
Yeah.
Boy, just trying to think of some other games. I mean, the Giants are wow. I mean, and they gave Daniel Jones a boatload of money. It's just bad. They are in trouble. The Saints put up 47 on the Panthers, and the Saints play the Cowboys this weekend.
Really?
So that'll
Falcons are no good, are they?
Falcons lose at home to Pittsburgh, but you know, I mean, whenever you lose to Pittsburgh, no matter how bad Pittsburgh's supposed to be, I always chalk it up to Pittsburgh's always kind of good. I mean, they don't ever really fall off a cliff.
No.
But the Falcons should have won that game. Now the Falcons play the Eagles. The Eagles and the Green Bay game in Brazil was kind of fun. I didn't get to see any of it because it was dead gum Peacock, and I ain't buying Peacock to watch one game. And
Jordan Love get hurt? Did I hear?
Yeah, but he's only out for a few weeks. They thought it may be season ending at first, and it's not. But I don't know if you heard me. Derek Brown's out for the year for Carolina, and that
Really?
Yeah, that's done. So I mean,
What
that's
happened?
I think he tore his ACL.
Ugh.
I mean, just awful.
The Bills won. I like the Bills. That's if I had a team,
the Bills were playing Arizona. Arizona had a nice lead there for a while, and the Bills come back and beat them. I think I've ran over about all the teams.
I think
Tennessee.
You said the Vikings.
Tennessee and Will Levis did not look so good. The Vikings did with Sam Darnold. Name a team that I hadn't mentioned.
I think we hit
the
them pretty
Chargers
much
beat
all.
the Raiders. That game sort of stunk. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
Commanders.
Texans beat the Colts.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Texans-Colt was a good game, and the Texans get the win, and now the Texans welcome in the Bears, and I think the Bears are walking into a hornet's nest. I mean, I'm just telling you, I think Houston's going to have a big year. Commanders lose on the road to Buccaneers, and Buccaneers, they looked okay. They put up over 30 points. Washington's got a good defense.
What'd you think of Tom Brady's debut?
I didn't even hear one thing that he said.
I listened to a little bit of it.
Well, I get YouTube, so I get direct ticket, right? So I watch all the games. Like I have 3 TVs, and one of them will be on the 4-screen thing, and I put the other ones over here because I want to see all of them because I got fantasy investments here, and I don't really listen to any of it because what I'm normally doing is watching Alabama highlights or replays, trying to get thinking about, or Auburn highlights or lowlights or whatever, and I'm trying to watch on some of that too. So I got my ADDs kicked in pretty good, so I didn't get to hear any of him.
Okay.
Which game was he doing? Dallas?
He did the
Dallas Browns.
Yes.
Okay.
He was fine. He's not Tony Romo. Let's say that.
How about what game did Tony Romo do?
I don't know, but I mean he's better.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Well, I'm just curious. And then of course Thursday night you had Baltimore and Kansas City, and it comes down to a toe being in bounds. I mean, like if the guy was a size 13 instead of a size 14, it's a touchdown. But it was that just maybe that's a great sign of what's to come for the NFL this year.
Yeah, we'll see. It seemed like there was more kind of runaways in this than I was expecting.
Well,
in this week one,
there were certain ones like what did the Chicago score end up being? Was that 24-17?
Bears and who?
Titans.
24-17.
Well, it felt like a runaway because the Titans were up like 17-0, and the Bears couldn't get anything going, and then they, have a couple of pick sixes, and here we go. It's just the NFL's usually you got to stay till the end, and it's set up that way, and that's what college is trending towards. Stay till the end because you never know.
Yeah. Well, we got 2-minute timeout.
Yep.
Don't call it a warning. And just a word of advice: don't say that, Reese Davis, when they say they told us not to call it a warning. Just don't say that.
Yeah, just
because that makes me want to call it a warning.
Be defiant.
All right, let's go ahead and take another break, and we'll come back and look at some upcoming games this week in college football. More to come after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Just about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for being with us. A lot of upcoming games. Not a great week for games, but there are some pretty intriguing matchups this week, especially in the SEC. Some not so intriguing, like Tulane at Oklahoma, although considering last week.
It's bigger than we thought.
Watch the green wave.
If you remember, was it last year or 2 years ago, Tulane really gave them a fight, too, in Oklahoma.
Yeah, so this could be interesting. Ole Miss is at Wake Forest. Wake Forest got beat by Virginia last week, so that's probably not very good.
Bury them.
I think they probably will. Vanderbilt's at Georgia State. When I looked at that at the beginning of the year, I thought, well, hey, that could be a game. Now, the SEC shorts, Vandy just wearing the crown. Yeah. They keep trotting, staggering through. So Kent State's at Tennessee. That'll be a blowout. UAB is at Arkansas. I'm assuming that'll be a blowout.
Oh, yeah, because UAB stinks.
Yeah.
UTS. I mean, Trent Dilfer has run that thing.
That's well, I don't know if is that surprising?
Well, I thought they were a pretty big favorite this weekend on the road. One of the Louisianas, and they got buried.
Yeah. UTSA, it didn't take that long to get that, who was it, Bill, what was his name that was there? there before he was at Prattville for so long. What's that guy's name?
Oh, God.
But it didn't take very long to beat the toughness out of him, did it?
Yeah.
UTSA at Texas. Nah. Toledo at Mississippi State. Mississippi State will get a win.
Bill Clark.
Bill Clark, thank you very much. All right, here's some game. Memphis 2-0 at Florida State 0-2. Florida State is an 8-point favorite. 11 o'clock on ESPN. Obviously, Norvell coached at Memphis as well.
Yeah, and there was some video today of Florida State practice where the quarterbacks are taking snaps, and in the background, just happenstance, one coach starts chasing a player with a water gun, and all the Florida State people are like, oh, my God. I mean.
We're having fun, boys.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just so tone deaf.
Who you like?
Kind of like Memphis plus the 8. I don't know if they can win, but I like Memphis plus the 8.
Yeah. Oregon, number 9 now, 2-0, and we're doing the Civil War a little early here. At Oregon State, the Ducks are a 16.5-point favorite. But this always is a tight game.
That's an inflated line. Oregon State's not awful. They're an awful program. They're not awful this year.
They weren't terrible last year by any means. Now, they had a better coach, and they had a –
yeah, but they're awful in the sense they have nowhere to go after this year.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, I got news for the guy for the Pac-10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even – that's going way back, but they don't even exist anymore. So. And the Apple Cup this week as well. Washington State 2-0 at Washington. The Huskies only a 4.5-point favorite.
Interesting. Yeah.
You
gonna take a bite out of that apple with the Cougs?
I might. If it was in
a Cougar.
Yeah, if it was in Pullman, I might pull the trigger. But no, I think I will. I think I'll go Washington State for the heck of it.
Well, there's no consequences.
Oh well, humiliation.
Andy, we've been doing this show together a long time. We have thrown humiliation.
I have yet begun to defile myself. Number 1, Georgia is at Kentucky.
God, I was looking forward to this game.
Dogs are only a 24-point favorite.
I was looking forward to this game. And then Kentucky said, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
probably
like,
going to work
see, this
out
is what
well.
it really does make me mad. I'm going to the Alabama-Wisconsin game. Can't wait to get up there.
But Griff will be extra motivated.
Yeah, Griff Vanderbroek. And I'm going to this game, and it's at 11 o'clock. And then after this game, there's nothing to watch. Florida, Texas A&M ain't stirring my drink.
Well, that's the headline.
I know.
All right. That one is 11. Okay. So, we both like Georgia. Number 24, Boston College. Here's an interesting
At Missouri.
one. At number 6, Missouri. Missouri's 16.5.
Didn't Missouri beat them last year in overtime or something? Or did Boston College beat them in overtime?
No clue.
I think that, anyway. Missouri's what?
16.5.
Okay, I thought you said 6.5. Yeah, I like Missouri. I just think Missouri's a good ball club. They got to get this win if they want to, you can't be dropping games at home to Boston College.
No, that's for sure. Bill O'Brien, look, love him or hate him. He's a good coach.
No. Well,
he's a good coach.
He's better at that than he is offensive coordinating.
Well, that may be true.
And everybody goes, well, the offenses were pretty good. It was just the few times that we noticed him that I hate him for.
Okay.
Like the Tennessee game, like the LSU game, those 2 games we lost that year that we shouldn't have lost, by 4 total points.
I see. Yeah, I forget he was at Alabama, but then again, everybody else was too. Yeah. Number 16, LSU, 1-1, is a 7-point favorite on the road at Carolina.
That's a scary line, man. Because I think
Cox are 2-0.
I think either South Carolina wins or LSU blows them out. I don't think it's a 3-point game, by LSU.
11 o'clock on ABC.
Again, that's a game I'd want to watch. So why is it on at 11?
To upset you,
perhaps? To upset me.
Well, because,
maybe this whole world's against me.
Y'all are on Fox. Everybody's against you if you're on Fox.
That is true. We do get Gus. What's his name? Don't we? Gus Johnson.
Is he doing that game?
He's got to be.
Yeah. That would be.
He's coming at the point.
I used to not like him, but he's kind of grown on me.
He's grown on me too, and he does make everything exciting.
Because I used to think he's just so fake, but I think he's authentic.
Gain of 2.
Yeah. He does like to scream.
He screams when non-screaming will do.
Texas A&M
at Florida
1-1 is a 4-point favorite in Gainesville.
At the Swamp. God, that's an insult. Florida got to win. They won't, but they got to.
You going with A&M?
If Napier loses this game, they ought to fire him. It's over. It's done. Let it go.
Well, see that again. If they lose the game, they ought to fire him. If he plays Lagway and they win, they ought to fire him. So it's kind of a
you can. The Miami game is palatable now, as they've moved into the top 10. Part of the reason they moved in the top 10 is because they beat you, but it doesn't matter. You can swallow it. You can say okay, but Florida's schedule on the backside is so by God difficult. Do you really want a freshman, no matter how good he is, going up, against Texas and Tennessee and Georgia and Florida State, whoever else they got?
Yeah, Tennessee. Did you already say that?
Yeah, I did. They got another game that's tough, and I can't remember who it is. LSU, But hey, I'd just do, if I was Billy Napier, I'd let the rough end drag right now. There's no harm. I mean, which one sounds cooler to start? Graham Mertz or DJ Lagway? DJ Lagway sounds like somebody that is like, he's spinning records at the club. And Graham Mertz sounds like somebody you rent a car from.
Yeah, it's like Fred Nethel's long-lost son. All right, New Mexico, 0-2, is at Auburn, 1-1. Auburn is a 28-point favorite.
I mean,
this one at 6:30 on the ESPN.
Are you going?
2. I'm trying to talk myself into going.
Why?
Because I bought the tickets. No, because I missed last week, and because I feel guilty if I don't go. For a half, anyway.
I mean, I like Auburn to. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Auburn comes out there and just wipes the floor with them and pass it all over the place, and everything is all better.
I could see that happening. It should happen. We'll see. Number 4, Alabama, 16-point favorite on the road at Wisconsin, who is 2-0.
Yeah, but
that really hasn't. Well,
barely. They beat Western Michigan, and they had to fight, claw, and scratch, and then they beat South Dakota or South something.
South Dakota, which is not. I mean, they're not
awful, but yeah, I think this particular game sets up kind of well for Alabama to do well. It's a road game, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning now. One thing Jimmy Stein, my cohort on Locked On Bama, pointed out, in Alabama's last 14 road games, now Alabama's won 12 of them, but like 9 of them have been one-score games, or at least very tight in the fourth quarter. And that goes, to some bad Auburn teams. So, they blew out Mississippi State on the road last year, but the LSU game went into overtime and they lost. The Tennessee game, we all know, losing on the last-second field goal. The Florida game, when it was against Dan Mullen, and Alabama had to hang on to win that game. It wasn't a great Florida squad. So at Texas, Alabama wins on the last-second field goal. The Alabama hadn't been great on the road. Ole Miss last year, I think they win by 6 or something. So, it could be tough. It could be, or 2 years ago, I should say, about Ole Miss. But it could be a tough game, but I just feel like this Wisconsin is – they're the kind of team Alabama's set up to beat pretty well. I mean, I don't know that they're just not known for their team speed, and they have big, maybe more immovable defensive linemen, and Alabama's probably got the quicker defensive linemen. So I think it works out wrong for Wisconsin on both fronts. Wisconsin's quarterback is Tyler Van Dyke, who's not bad, and he was highly recruited way back when out of Connecticut, went to Miami originally, but and he played against Alabama in 2021 when Bryce Young started his first game in the Georgia Dome, or not Georgia Dome, the Mercedes Dome, but at the end of the game because he just got in. And Tyler Van Dyke was very highly recruited, but again, he's played South Dakota and Western Michigan, has got 1 touchdown this year.
All right. I think that I'll take Alabama. I don't think they cover.
Okay.
But I'll take Alabama.
It's your funeral.
Yeah. All right, we got to take one more break. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, closing things out on this Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Again, thank you so much to JR's Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air and so many of our other sponsors here on the show. All right, we'll close things out this week with a little rank 'em. Otis Redding, one of my favorites, born yesterday, 1941, tragically dying in a plane crash in 1967. Many great hits. Actually, RSE, Respect.
Respect. Just say Respect.
I'm sorry. I was going to, but Respect was his, and then Aretha Franklin made it a little snappier, and it became hers.
As somebody once said about Aretha Franklin, once Aretha Franklin steals your song, it's hers.
That tends to be, about right. Also, I mean, if you like the Black Crowes, Hard to Handle, that was Otis Redding originally. Another really good one, but these are some of my favorites, and these are some of probably the most popular. I threw in some of my favorites as well, but obviously maybe the most popular, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
It's great.
A song that posthumously came out after he died. He had actually recorded it, and it didn't come out.
Well, if it came out posthumously, it was definitely after.
This is true. That's kind of what that means. My Girl.
I'll tell you the truth. I've never really liked that song.
Really?
It's fine.
You just don't like it.
I'm tired of hearing it.
Macaulay Culkin dies. Is that?
No, I don't care about that at all. I didn't like the song or the movie. No.
Never seen the movie, actually.
I did, because, like, didn't he hate bees or something? And didn't he get stung
He
by a
gets
bunch
stung
of
by a
bees?
bee.
He was
I
allergic
think.
to bees.
I think that's
what it was.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
He needs his glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hate My Girl.
You didn't see the movie.
I didn't, but I've seen, I don't know, for whatever reason, I've seen clips of it, I guess. I don't know. Try a Little Tenderness.
That's good.
Women, they do get weary.
Yeah. Men get weary too, y'all.
Try a Little Tenderness. Trust me, Luke gets weary all the time.
I'm weary right now. I'm so weary.
These Arms of Mine.
That's fine.
That is one of the greatest.
Sitting on the
Roadhouse. You know Roadhouse.
Yeah.
It's in the love scene in Roadhouse. These Arms of Mine.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
And Hard to Handle.
Hard to Handle's good.
Hey, little thing, let me light you kind of cold. Your mama.
I mean, again,
So
I think
hard
the Black Crowes version may be better.
I really do. I really do enjoy it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, so number one is
Sitting on Dock of the Bay. It's pretty obvious.
Really?
Yeah.
Number one for me is These Arms of
No,
Mine.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
And number two is
He's
Try a
posthumously
Little
gonna hit you.
Tenderness is number two.
Good gosh.
Dock of the Bay is three.
I thought I knew you.
Which is phenomenal, but they're all three.
Nobody would ever agree with that.
Luke, you're so you're so commercial. I mean, what?
Sitting on Dock of the Bay is. No, I just told you I don't like My Girl.
Yeah, why don't you just go get you a root beer, cream soda, and go sit on the Dock of the Bay?
It's the worst insult anybody's ever given.
That used to be their theme song.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I got you.
A&W or wasn't it? Or I don't know.
It sounds like you love the song too.
I do love the song.
Okay, all right.
I just don't love it as
How's
much.
it number three?
It's number three. Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
Born yesterday, 1966. I started to do Adam Sandler songs, but there's only like three.
No, there's a lot more than that.
There are, but I mean, not that we could actually say on the air.
Phone, wallet, keys is good.
Okay.
You ever heard that?
No.
It's about how
I'm
like,
more
every time
partial.
you leave, you got to have your phone, wallet, keys.
Okay.
And then the list starts growing because like he was going to the airport, so he's got to have a passport, you know. And then he goes somewhere else and he's got to have something else. And like next thing you know, his pants are all full. It's kind of funny.
Okay. I always liked his POS car.
Yeah.
But I'm probably more partial to my redheaded sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's good. And then Lunch Lady Land.
Yeah. And of course the Hanukkah song, but that's kind of, people have beat that to death.
Yeah, they have.
All right, Adam Sandler movies.
Okay.
Waterboy.
Everybody loves it. I think it's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore's good.
The Wedding Singer.
Price is Wrong, Bob.
Yeah. The Wedding Singer.
Wedding Singer's fine.
I thought it was really good, actually. Billy Madison.
Billy Madison's great.
It's the dumbest of them.
It is,
but it is
dumbest.
funny.
That Veronica Vale
I just
is
like
one
that.
hot piece of.
I just think it's funny that Norm and the other guy are just always hanging around, getting drunk and doing something.
Well, that's Billy Madison was the one where he was like, "Well, how do you just? You can't just give somebody a company." He goes, "Yeah, you do. You just give it to them."
And what I consider to be maybe his most underrated movie, Airheads. You ever seen that one? It's actually not bad.
How about Uncut Gems?
Never seen it.
I hadn't either. But that was one where he was like,
how about it?
Pretty like more serious.
Well, yeah, he was in. He's done some. There was one where he was. I don't know. He was like depressed, and there was one where he was. I think his family was like killed in 9/11, and somebody, and he was like, went crazy and didn't even. I forget. There was some movie like that he played a part. I forget. But anyway, I mean, he's tried to do some. I
You're
like
either thinking of a different Adam or a different Sandler.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's just a weird. I mean, him doing straight drama is just weird.
It is weird. He looks different when he does straight drama.
Yeah.
He plays basketball like all the time.
Okay.
And he's apparently he's not bad. I mean, he's not dunking on anybody, but he's not bad.
Well, okay.
I'm just telling you. That's why he did that.
That's why he does a lot of drama.
Well, no, that's he did a movie about being like a basketball scout or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And remember, he went out and found, he was a guy, and Anthony Edwards was the guy's arch nemesis or something. I can't remember, but I didn't even see that movie. So
the guy from ER,
huh?
Anthony Edwards? No, isn't that Goose?
No, I'm talking about.
I know.
You
you're
know who I
talking
mean.
about. I'm kidding. That's what they call a
funny.
joke.
It's not funny. When you have to
all
tell
right,
people
that's
it's
going
a
to wrap
joke,
it
it's
up.
not a joke.
It's going to wrap it up for us on this edition of Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. He's Luke. I'm Andy. So on for now. We'll talk again soon.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins. Get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Dadeville. No appointment needed.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Dadeville. No appointment needed.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.